What is up, my puffer people? It's I, Kane, your puffer pal, back with another video. And obviously, as you guys might be aware, while I was kind of not uploading YouTube, a little thing called the Isle of Armor was released. So I got some tabs open. This video is going to be me kind of discussing the new Pokemon added. I'm going to make another video discussing the new moves, because I feel like the new moves, that's a whole video on its own. But this video will be more on some of the Pokemon I really think are going to be threatening to the meta, or like cool in the meta. So obviously Slowbro Galar is a good place to start. So Slowbro Galar, I definitely think it's not going to be overpowered or like insane, but I actually think it's going to be very powerful. Now, if you look at this, its stats are actually very, very solid because it's got 95 HP, which that's actually really good for an HP stat. Like, if you look, there's some really high HP stats, but then when you get down, not a lot of people have like this. Like, he's pretty high HP wise. Like, a lot of Pokemon have very low HP. Like, even some of the most bulky Pokemon, like Toxapex, actually don't. It has 50 HP. So this actually thing has really good natural bulk. Pair that with Quick Draw, which makes it an insanely cool offensive Pokemon in the fact that you could just Quick Draw and outspeed Pokemon while having a low speed but good bulk. You know, it's also a really cool mixed attacker with a move known as Shell Sidearm, which is Fizz plus Contact if it would be stronger, which I believe means it will attack the defense that is lower on your Pokemon, I think, which is sick, and it's Stab. So I think it will definitely be actually pretty threatening in UU. It's obviously not an OU threat, which is why I was moved down to UU. But I think it will actually be good in UU. I think it has really good natural bulk to where it will actually be kind of hard because you don't need that speed stat. So you just run max HP. Let's say you want to run special. Max special attack. Well, you're probably going to run. You run max HP, max special attack with Quick Claw. And that means like what 50% of the time or something you're gonna move first, and you could it gets enough. It gets Hydro Pump, Ice Beam. I think this mod's actually gonna be sick in the meta. Sick. Looking at Pikalytics, it's not this overused. Let's go to you. It's nothing. It hasn't been popping in UU. People haven't really been using it yet. It's also new in UU, so I feel like it might end up finding its place. Oh my god, is it just not used? Can I search? Can I search? But if we do look at a slow bro. What? Overused. Here. Okay. So if we look at Pikalytics, it's been running Nasty Plot. Basically, you guys can see Adam. Quick Claw, look, 8.6. Nothing shocking. Black Sludge, I'd actually expect... Wow, Quick Draw doesn't run a lot. But with Regenerator, it can also be run as a decently bulky and offensive Pokemon, which is very, very cool. Kind of hopping across, I think this is kind of cool. Lopunny, nothing special. It got new tools, I believe, in close combat and U-turn, but I don't think it's gonna ever be really that good. Okay. Um, you can correct me. Um, like, has it always? I know teleport. It does get teleport. It can't run teleport and wish, unfortunately, but it did get stored power, which could be kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, it didn't get any super cool, new cool. Blissey's the same as Chansey, just worse. Wigglytuff is kind of cool, but it's not going to be anything special. Talonflame. Okay, so Talonflame is kind of fun. So, Talonflame's currently UU. I doubt it. Can we find peak lytics? Talonflame. Back. It's actually been being kind of bulkier sets, which makes sense because it's actually a really solid support Pokemon with heavy duty boots. For those of you who don't know, basically in Gen 7 it sucked because they made it so that the only way its ability Gale works is if it's at full health. Now, but if it switched in on Stealth Rocks, it took 50% and that's gone. But now, because of heavy duty boots, it could always guarantee that safe switch in, which allows it to have either priority Brave Bird or priority Tailwind. Is Tailwind a move being run on it a lot? No. Dual Wing Beat, obviously. Defog, priority Defog is cool. Brave Bird, the Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, and it's a very fast Pokemon, so it's very good support-wise. Sorry, okay. It's very good support-wise. It didn't get many new tools besides the new moves, which I'll talk about in a different video. But besides that, it didn't get new tools, but the addition of heavy-duty boots definitely made it actually very viable. Real quick, it's run with Magearna. Yeah, heavy-duty boots, it's basically always has, as I said. Actually, even, yeah, with Flame Body, it's actually pretty good. I didn't even think about Flame Body. Yeah, Luxray, unfortunately, as always, is just not that good. And it's already probably, what, has it already sunk down to PU? RU, I mean, it's just not that good. It's got decent stats, but it's just nothing special about it. And in this meta, there's nothing that, like, if you look, what is it in over OU? I guess, because this isn't up to, like, look, Luxray had 0.45%. I mean, if you want to look. A Wild Charge, obviously, it usually runs this offensive set. I mean, it's usually just thrown on teams, it looks like. Rain, I guess. So is Run Guts, basically. It's just never probably going to be that good of a Pokemon, unfortunately. Oh my god, stupid ad. Luckily, now you guys. Okay, so, Klefki. Klefki's cool. Klefki's back. I'll hop on Showdown real quick. Klefki. Klefki is an interesting mon. It's not great, but it definitely has a place in the meta. It's not as good now that heavy duty, like, priority spikes isn't that great, but dual screens is actually very good in this meta, which is why we've seen Grimmsnarl have success. Like, I'm sure if we hop on Pikalytics, I discovered Pikalytics and it's sick, I'm gonna be honest, and look at Klefki, yeah, like, it almost always has spikes, which kind of surprised me, but 50% of the time it's going to have Reflect and Light Screen. Just, probably Light Clay is the most common. Just because at this point, there's really no item that matters, but, there's, like, I mean, it's really, like, it's a very good support mon, but Spikes just isn't that good, so it's really going to be run primarily as dual screens, but I don't think it's bad. I definitely think it's a cool Pokemon to have back. Very cool support mon. I don't think it's gonna be anything too broken though. Alakazam. Okay, that's fun. Alakazam has a nasty plot. It's a huge threat, I feel like. How has it been used a lot? Yeah, 8.79%, which isn't that much, but it's a good amount. It's almost always has a nasty plot for good reason. Dang it. It almost always has a nasty plot, and for good reason. It's fast, it hits like a truck, and if it gets up a nasty plot, it's almost guaranteed game. Like, I'm not even, and I wish I was kidding. And yeah, you could run a Focus Sash set, and you basically get a guaranteed, because Magic Guard, you don't take any damage from hazards, and you have a Focus Sash, so you're guaranteed a Nasty Plot, and that's basically game. It's not game, but there's definitely ways to beat it. It's not broken. Stuff like Magearna's running around. So I don't think it's broken, but it's just so strong with Nasty Plot. Like, it's a mon with base 1. It's weird. I have to, like, shift back and forth. I'm just gonna actually, should I just stay in? I'll just stay in this. It's a little zoomed out, but, whatever. Be gone. Add. Kidding. Okay. Yeah, like, look at that special attack set. That at +2 is a monster. Only reason I don't think it's as good is just because mons like Urshifu, the Dark One, are running around. Mandibuzz is running around. Magearna, like most of the Clefable, most of these top Pokemon just beat it. Then we have Gardevoir and Galate. Are they new? I think they're old. I know they're not new. Are they new? I don't know. Gardevoir and Galate are both very decent. They're both cool. No, they're not new. Yeah, I was going to say. Kingler is not new. Tentacruel is new for sure. Tentacruel is interesting. So, Tentacruel isn't anything incredible, but it's interesting because it did get a slight buff in the fact that now Rapid Spin gives you +1 speed. So I guess you could use that speed boost. You could run like an alpha kind of like weakness policy, Rapid Spin Tentacruel. Like, I don't know what people are running, but I'm sure if you run it, Rapid Spin, yeah. It's a decent support Pokemon, especially with Rapid Spin's buff, just because you can Rapid Spin, get away those hazards, and then potentially outspeed the switch in the next turn. It's great support with mons like Tangrowth, because obviously, Tangrowth, it covers most of the grass type weaknesses. So yeah, mons like Ferrothorn and Tangrowth is definitely like very good to be paired with. But besides that, it didn't like it's always been okay, but it's not great. Tillery, meh. Mantine's not new. You're not new. Drapion isn't new. Dunbar's. These two I think are new maybe, but they're trash. Licky is nothing special. Goodra is new, I'd like to say. Goodra. Let's check out Goodra. So, Goodra got a new tool, I believe, and yeah, it did, in Hydro Pump. It's a cool new tool for, it's a cool new tool for, fire types, but it doesn't really have problems with fire types. Is the big problem. While it's a decently cool new tool, Hydro Pump, it's really not really game changing for Goodra. So unfortunately, Goodra didn't get that much better, which sucks because I love Goodra, truly. But it's still a really good Pokemon. I think it definitely actually does have a place in this meta. It's gonna be UU. I'm predicting it's gonna stay WBL. Is Goodra new? Goodra's not new, is it? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Goodra isn't new. Dude, they have to, why? Like, they have to tell you what's new. You're not new, you're not new, you're not new. Scoliped's new. I think. It's definitely new. But yeah, okay, so Scolipede. How long is this video gonna be? Maybe I shouldn't talk about every news. It's okay, it's fine. Scolipede's very good. So it's decent because it's got speed boost and Sword Stance. Besides that, it's nothing special. But the fact that it does have access to speed boost makes it a very good sweeper. If we look, I guarantee you 99% of Scolipedes are going to be running speed boost. Any less, and I will commit seppuku. Like, come on, 99.95. Yeah, I mean, heavy duty boots, definitely a cool new tool. And obviously, Earthquake Swords Dance, Megahorn, Poison Jab. That's a very scary set. Like, I have been swept by this set. It's scary. Earthquake for Magearna, Cinderace, Megahorn for the grass type dude who's running around. Rillaboom, that's his name, right? Rillaboom, where you at, Rillaboom? Okay, Rillaboom. You know, it's just a really scary Pokemon, especially with the prevalence of Rillaboom right now. Like, if we look, Rillaboom is 14.96%. With the prevalence of stuff like Rillaboom and even Chansey, which is setup fodder, and Clefable, you know, it's very powerful in this meta, I believe. Oh my god! Anyway, Amoonguss is terrible and I hate it. Amoonguss is great. It's not broken in this meta because Cinderace is just plus Volcarona. Like, if we look, Cinderace plus Volcarona running around really screws it over. And the worst part for it is, it can't beat Magearna, usually. Like, it could put it to sleep, but it can't do much to it in return. It can't even have Hidden Power Fire anymore. So it really struggles, but it's still good just because it's got Spore. Like, look, Spore, yeah. It's able to just click Spore and just be annoying. Like, that's what its place, I feel like, in this meta is going to be, is it's like a mon that, like, clicks Spore, annoys your opponent, and kind of, like, sets up a victory. It's never going to be your win con, but it's always going to be how you get your win con, I feel like. It's also a switch into Clefable, which is cool, and even it could take a hit from Urshifu most of the time, I believe. Comfey is cool, but let's be honest, Comfey's not anything special. Tangrowth I have very mixed feelings about. It's OU. It's a very, very good Pokemon. Look, 13.72. It's always going to be running Regenerator. Yup. And Rocky Helmet or Assault Vest. One of the two. But at this point, with the lack of hidden power, it definitely lost a lot of its mojo, but it also is very physically defensive. Like, look at that. 125 base defense with 100 HP is crazy good. And it does, it is, even though it gets beat by a lot of these, Urshifu and Excadrill are the two big things. It stops these two mons and even Hippowdon. Like, it stops those mons in their tracks, meaning it will definitely have a in this meta just because of that. I mean, it stops Azumarill. It can stop Ferrothorn, I guess. Shifu, Rapid Strike, Kamo, like, it can stop physical. Zeraora definitely stop. So, like, you know, it's a check for a lot of the bigger threats currently in the meta. So I think it's going to be cool, but it's not as good. Like, it really definitely suffers from hidden power being gone. Nothing special, no special. Zoroark's cool, but it's not going to be good. I'm sorry. I wish it was. Groudon's not new. I'll talk about you later. When in the other video, Starmie. Starmie's fine. It's the Rapid Spin. I will say the Rapid Spin +1 speed's really cool, but it's just not it. I'm sure most Starmies currently are running Life Orb, if I had to guess, or Specs. Life Orb or Specs is my prediction. Specs, Life Orb, lefties. Okay. I figured these two would be very common. That makes sense to do. Rapid Spin the up, Hydro Pump Psychic, basically what you would expect. Recover. Meteor Beam. Is Power Herb run on it? I didn't look. Power, but okay. That's actually really interesting. Yeah, that's a cool, we'll talk about me, but that's really cool. It's just not that good. It doesn't hit, like, its special attack's only 100 and its speed's of 150. So if it had better bulk, I could see it being really good, but just the fact that, like, any mon can click knockoff and do a whole lot of damage, and it doesn't hit hard enough to, like, really warrant, like, they're just way stronger special attackers, like Kingdra. Like, you would always want to use Kingdra over this, basically. So I just don't think it's going to be that good in this meta, but it's not terrible. We're on to Urshifu. Okay. Holy Hanna-Barbera Urshifu is good. I'm going to talk about both of them, but I'm just going to click on this one. They're both have very high usage, 25.9 and 8.55, which is not bad. But the 20, we're going to focus on this one. Wicked Bloke, yeah, basically what you would expect. Choice Band and Scarf are the two most common. Yup, predicted. Not shocking at all because they're just the best sets. Banded Wicked Blow has almost no switching. Clefable is now running Fizdef because of it, and even then, it's not a great switch-in. If I'm being honest, this mon's so good. It just hits like a truck. 130 attack is very, like, in this meta, if you look, it's actually it's very powerful. It's only a few down. Like, obviously, it's getting beat by Darmanitan and a lot of these ones, but it has an OP move that they don't have access to, you know what I'm saying? And it has good bulk, it's special, it has good speed. It's just a really very scary and powerful mon that I do not see being, like, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of, like, I think it's too good. Not too good. It's just there are very limited switch-ins. Tangrowth could switch in once, though, and then it's not really a good switch-in anymore. Clefable, obviously, but if they predict Riot, you're dead. So it's hard. It's very hard to beat. Rapid Strike is good, but not as good because, obviously, Toxapex, Rillaboom, Tangrowth, and Azumarill Slowbro. It gets beat by a lot of these mons. Did I mention how well Urshifu beats most of these? Magearna doesn't. These two doesn't. But it could beat Toxapex. It could beat Chansey, Excadrill, Dragapult, Cinder, Volcarona, Hippowdon, Rillaboom. Depending. No, yes. Yeah, it beats a lot of these. So it is a beast. These two are trash. Magnezone's not bad. Magnezone. They did give Magnezone Body Press, which is kind of cool. So it could trap Steel types and Body Press them with base 115 defense. Hits hard, but honestly, it's not good in this meta. I'm sure right now it's running mostly specs. If I had to guess, choice specs, yup. And been playing that much meta, it's just kind of obvious. It's cool, like body up. But unfortunately, it's not good. Well, here's the thing: it gets beat by Toxapex, gets beat by a decent amount of Magearna sets. Beats you guys, but it gets beat by Urshifu and Chansey, Excadrill, Dragapult, Cinderace, Volcarona, Hippowdon, Rillaboom probably beats it. Tangrowth probably beats it, depending on if you have the proper coverage. It beats you guys. It gets beat by Mary. Like, it gets beat by too much of the common Pokemon. But it's not bad, because, like, it definitely could be cool. Obviously, it's going to be paired with, like, Mandibuzz Hippowdon. Yep, makes sense. But it's just, it's cool, but I feel like in this meta, it's going to struggle, because it gets beat by a lot of the things. But I think it could be cool, as a way to beat stuff like Toxapex. Especially with choice specs, obviously, because it's going to hit like a truck. Malamar. Sharpedo. We'll talk about Sharpedo real quick. They gave it close combat. Do I think it's going to be good? No, but I feel like Life Orb, like, if you look, I'm guessing either maybe Banded or Life Orb are the most common. Yeah, Life Orb. Yeah, I figured. Being able to just click Life Orb, Crunch, Waterfall, Liquidation, and Close Combat. Close Combat's huge for it. Being able to hit those annoying, like, super bulky steel types. Close combat allows it to hit dark types like Urshifu and Chansey better. So it's really cool coverage. Not the most useful, but definitely cool. I don't think Sharpedo's going to be broken, but I think it definitely got better. Stoutland, nothing special, nothing. You two aren't that. Scizor, though, I will talk about. Scizor's really cool. It's very powerful. It got access to some new moves like Dual Wing Beat. Obviously, I'm not gonna go super into them, but it definitely appreciates those. It's probably mostly it's running. It's running Swords Dance. Roost isn't that guy ever? Sandtomb, interesting. That's really strange. What's it running? Choice Band, Life Orb, Leftovers. Yup, makes sense. Those are the three most common, I feel like. Technician, obviously. It's not bad, but it has the same problem as Magnezone. It gets beat by Magearna. most. So it depends, but it gets depends again. It gets beat by Toxapex, gets beat by Urshifu, gets probably beat by Drill, gets probably beat by Dragapult, gets beat by Cinderace, Volcarona, Hippowdon. Rillaboom, I don't think can beat it, but Tangrowth can't. Azumarill probably can. Slowbro honestly probably even can. Marika, so it has the same problem as Magnezone. Steel types kind of struggle in this meta, I feel like, with Cinderace being such a prominent threat. But it's definitely very solid, and I recommend watching out for Cinderace. Is Heracross new? I think Heracross is new. Heracross is cool too. I think Heracross actually did already go down to U. That's sad. I think it's gonna be really good. The thing with Heracross is I feel like you set up and you actually could really easily win in UU right now. I'm guessing it's running Guts Flame Orb most of the time. Flame Orb Guts, yep. Guts Flame Orb, but with Swords Dance is insanely powerful. If you can get a Swords Dance up with your Guts Flame Orb boost, you win. Like, name a Pokemon on this list that lives a hit. One, Close Combat, Earthquake, Facade, Close Combat, Earthquake probably kills, honestly. Earthquake, obviously, you guys outspeed, but I'm just saying, it's definitely very good. I feel like in this meta, just because a lot of the common Pokemon are going to die from a hit. It's just so powerful. And we don't have, I don't know who we don't have, but Zapdos isn't here yet, so that's cool. These Pokemon, none of this is that good. Cloyster is old. Palossand's cool. You got Scorching Sands, but I still don't think it's ever going to be that good. Azumarill, obviously, I got to talk about Azumarill. Azumarill's cool. It's still very good, obviously. We've seen it's pretty high in usage. 14%, 14th in usage. Yeah, Belly Drum is the more common stuff, but I'm sure Bandit is very common too. Yeah, not very common, but common, such as Berry and ooh, they're actually running a super good amount. But yeah, it's cool. It actually is very decent in this meta, just because it can take on some of the stuff like Mandibuzz, Urshifu, and Cinderace plus Volcarona that are super common and scary. But Magearna beats it, and Toxapex beat it. Like, it gets beat by a lot of the other Pokemon in the meta that are bulky and can take, like, if you basically, a lot of the Pokemon are just, like, the bulkier Pokemon can beat it, like Magearna. And obviously, if the Belly Drum set ain't that good anymore because of Grassy Glide Rillaboom just putting it in its place. Rillaboom and Tangrowth, they both kind of just stop. What's it called? An Azumarill. Unfortunately for it. Poliwrath got access to Liquidation in Close Combat, which is very cool. But it's like, if you look, it's not. It's not gonna. It's probably has like no usage. Poliwrath, yeah, 0.18%. Yeah, it's running the physical side. What, Life Orb or Banded? Shows Banded and Life Orb. Such a spare. Oh, Belly Drum. Yep, Belly Drum. Cool set, but it's just not it. If it had Aqua Jet, maybe, but I don't know. Without Aqua Jet, Politoed also cool. It's a different rain setter. But it's just not as good as Pelipper. Yeah. So there's no reason to. Golduck's fine. Explad's very powerful with Specs Boom Burst. Like, obviously, there's Magearna and Chansey, but even those Pokemon really don't want to switch into a Specs Boom Burst. I feel like every metagame, Exploud is, like, not great, but also pretty. Like, if you look, I'm sure, like, 90% of Explouds, I guarantee you 99% at least have Boom Burst. 99, yep. And I'm sure 95% is Specs. 91%. Oh, Throat Spray, yeah, that's cool. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, it's definitely gonna hit like a truck, but it's just never gonna be meta. Skarmory, actually, I don't think is that good anymore. It's good, but it still has to worry about getting trapped by, like, it's UU. Look, it's just not as good as Corviknight. Is it running Shed Shell? I wonder. Shed Shell's the most common. Dude, I called it. I knew it. With Magnezone running around, it's just got to be very scared of the Magnezone. Body Press is a very nice tool that it has now with that 140 base defense, but it just doesn't make up for the fact that Magnezone's running rampant in OU. Also, Cinderace and Volcarona are also really big problems in OU that it just can't handle. Lycanroc. We're going to talk about Lycanroc Dusk. The other two Lycanroc forms got these, but aren't as good. Lycanroc Dusk is going to be very powerful, I believe. If you look, I guarantee you it's a majority of them have Accelerock and Close Combat. Accelerock and Close Combat, yep. Close Combat gives it a move to break through the rock and steel types. That's way stronger than Trail Run. With the boost, it is crazy powerful. Choice Bandit and Life Orb, I'm guessing. Choice Band, Life Orb, yup. You slap on a Choice Band with that Close Combat, there are no switch-ins. This thing's getting 2 KO. This thing's getting 2 KO. That thing can't. But that thing's not. That's getting 2 KO, 2 KO. One shot. Probably 2 KO'd. 2 KO, 2 KO'd. You know, most things are going to get to. This thing's a beast. And I think Yu-Yu, I don't think it's going past Yu-Yu. It's too good, in my opinion, to go past Yu-Yu. So that's what's on new. Scrafty knew if it is, it's not that good. Mienshao got Close Combat, but I still think Choice Banded High Jump Kick's going to be better, and I think it's very powerful in this meta. If you look at this, not a lot of Pokemon want to take it. Most of these Pokemon are going to... I think all of these Pokemon are going to get 2-shot by Choice Banded Close Combat, except for Dragapult. Sandslash got spikes, but that's nothing. It's not good enough. We can talk about Alolan. Alolan Marowak, very powerful. It's OU. They gave it Poltergeist, which is a crazy strong move. It also just hits like a truck with, it basically is 400, over 450 attack, which is very good. Flame Charge sets are very scary with the Poltergeist. But I don't think it's OP, just because, again, it can get stopped by a Toxapex, you know, like... No, nothing special. Crocodile is cool. They gave it Close Combat, so I'm trying to speed up. How much more? They gave it Close Combat, which I think is going to be a very valuable tool. Okay, perfect. On it, I think it's going to be able to utilize Close Combat incredibly well, and I think it's going to allow it to break through other opposing dark types very well, like Urshifu and opposing Crocodiles, which is cool. Mandibuzz is back. Mandibuzz another very good. It's the second most used Pokemon for a reason. It's just like a lot of it's an Urshifu counter basically. It's running what? Rocky Helmet or Heavy Duty Boots. I was gonna say leftovers, Rocky Helmet. What? Yeah, it switches on Urshifu and can click Foul Play and do decent damage just because of how high its attack is. And a lot of Pokemon just fail to break it. It's so bulky with Roost and with Heavy Duty Boots that it's just hard to break. So yeah, it makes sense that it's incredibly powerful in this meta. Volcarona. Oh my god, this Pokemon is so stupid. With the Boots, this Pokemon is such a scary threat. It used to have to worry because you switch in at 50% and it's no longer at a high enough HP to where it can get a good Quiver Dance off, a free Quiver Dance. Now it could switch in and keep all its HP, and basically can get up at least one free Quiver Dance because it's got 105 base special attack and 85 base HP. So as long as you switch in on the right Pokemon, like if you switch in on a Magearna, a Clefable, even a Toxapex, Chansey, a Dragapult that's special, probably Rillaboom you could take a hit from. You know, most of these Pokemon it could take a hit from, and it beats Magearna, which is another huge reason it's used so much, because it takes the hits very well with its special bulk and then can return the favor with its fire type stab. Lantern's not good. Jellicent's cool, that is back, but I don't think it's gonna be too good just because it's got a very tough competition, yeah. It's got competition with stuff like Milotic, but first we have Kingdra. Kingdra's really good in Rain. I'm guessing Specs is probably the current set that people are running. Yup. With Hurricane, Draco, Surfedro, stuff like that. Yup. Flip turn gives it cool momentum. And it hits like a truck in rain. Like, trust me, I had to go against it in a draft league a week ago, and it was super, super scary. Like, it's with rain, it now is easily able to beat those pesky grass types with a much more powerful move to hit them. Ditto we already had. Porygon 2 and Porygon Z. I feel like we missed a few. Really, no wait, they added Milotic, though. We'll talk about Milotic and Magearna because they weren't there. But first, King, what were we on? Porygon. Yes, Porygon 2 is bulky. How is it doing? Yeah, it's always gonna be run Eevee. Yup. With Trace, yep, and Recovery Teleport. They did give it Teleport, which is a really cool way to grab momentum. You take a hit with Porygon 2, and then get out of there and bring in a counter, you know what I'm saying? So, or if they want to switch, you can bring in the perfect counter. Porygon Z is going to be a cool Spexmon. I'm sure that's what they're running currently. Yup, but it's not very cool. Otherwise, what did we miss? Definitely, I'm just going to talk about the two I know, Magearna and Milotic. I'll talk about Milotic first. Milotic's super bulky. I think Milotic's new. Was Milotic in the game already? Milotic was already in the game. I'm shocked. Okay. Magearna is definitely new. So Magearna's broken. I don't think it's as good as it was last gen just because of Cinderace being introduced and that Pokemon's super broken. But it's still so good. I mean, like, let's be honest here. There's a reason it has 40% usage. Flare Cannon, I'm guessing Assault Vest is up there. Yup, Leftovers, Choice Specs. All of these sets are good is the problem. Literally, all of these sets is insanely good. And it can be run. Look at all these moves it has. Like, it can be run literally any way. It just has such a diverse moveset. I think they're going to ban it just because of how insanely cool it is. I think it's probably the best new Pokemon. It is the best new Pokemon. And I think it will be banned. Even with Cinderace running rampant, it's just too good, you know? It could kill everything on this list, basically. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I was going to say quick video. This video on the new Pokemon in the DLC and what I think about them. Again, big things are coming. I'm working on them. This was a fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, my puffer people, stay puff.